Yeah, so the recording has started. Now to begin with the assembly, as we remember, the first set is setting up the project file. So project file, I'll browse where done. Project file is set. So now we'll create an assembly. So going file, new, under new, again selecting new option, and from new option under metric, please remember, do not go through this step, select metric, and in metric standard IAM. Okay. Now tell me what should be the first step that I am calling, or the first component that I call. So as we remember, we go to the place option. Now here, if you see, I might not be very sure what these components and the names are. So I can just change this view from here, and let me go to small icons. Small icons may, okay, it's not still visible. So I will change this icon size to medium icons, and in medium icon, now I get a view of what the various components are. So the first step, or the first component that I will be calling is the rod end of the rod end. I will now, it's currently with my mouse. So when I am moving my mouse pointer, the component is also moving. So I will click arbitrarily somewhere so that a first one instance is placed. Now the second instance available at my mouse tip, which I do not want. So I just click on escape, and this first component which has been called, I will ground it, and it becomes fixed. Now all other components will be fixed with this second component. Now the second component which will be called is one bush. So that is, we have bushes in two, brass bushes in two halves. So let me call one of these bushes, and let me just place it once, and I will click on escape. Now we will first assemble this brass bush to this rod end, and then we will call the second component. So how do we do that? I will slightly rotate this. Now first step is the axes should be aligned. So going to the constraint option, axis, the axis of this hole with this hole should be aligned, but this is not the manner in which I want them to be assembled. So I will slightly rotate this first using the free rotate option. Yeah, and now I will use the constraint command. So and then let me select this axis and this axis, and I click on apply. So let me just check how it is. So you see now this is not properly assigned because this is wait, escape. Yeah, this is actually now moving, and it is going back and forth. So the second step is we need to we need these faces to be in contact. So let me select the required faces. So one is this face of the rod end, and the for the other face, let me slightly rotate my drawing here, and so that I get it. This is my second face, and I click on apply. Now I have just given two constraints. So because I have given two constraints, this the bush cannot move along the x-axis, nor can it move along the y-axis. However, it can just rotate about this axis, or the first axis about which it was constrained. To stop this rotation, what we will do is we will constrain the free axis, that is this hole, and we'll constrain it with this axis. So using the constraint option, axis of the axis is selected, and the second axis is selected, and I click on apply. I hope this has become clear to us, so that these components are now completely constrained. Now tell me, what should I call next? I'm waiting for input from your side.
Sir, bush 2.
I will call the bush 2. So going back to place again, calling the same component once again, open, and I'm just placing it, clear escape, pressing the escape command to end it. Now I will, using the free rotate command, I will just slightly orient this component in so that it is in the required orientation. Now I'll click on skip. Now I want this to be in mid. So what option should I select? I have started the constraint command. Now please select the, now tell me the options that I should start with. That is, if these two bushes have to be in contact with each other. So first option is axis of this bush and axis of this bush, they should be in touch. Similarly, the axis, the bottom axis and this bottom axis of the second bush should also be in touch, and I click on apply. Let me check what happened. Yeah. So now constraining. this whole, and slightly let me rotate the drawing, and this whole, and I click on apply. Now this is done. Now this bush is just relatively, now it cannot rotate, it can just slide along these two axes because I have fixed these two axes. To prevent this sliding movement between them, I will have to use the mate option once again. So going to constraint, and I will specify that this surface should always be in contact with the corresponding surface of the second bush. So using the free rotate option, I will slightly rotate so that I can get the surface. Now I'll activate my constraint count once again, and now I will say constraint this face and this face of the second bush so that they are in touch. Now my second portion of the bush, which was component number 4, is also fixed. Now let me insert the rod. So going to place, let us call the raw. So bolt, we will use the bolt to tighten them. So let me first place the first instance, and I will place the second instance also, just for reference. Now first let me constrain the axis of this bolt with this, but this is not the orientation in which I wanted. So let me change this orientation using the free rotate option, free rotate, and slightly I will just orient this. Yeah, and now constraining this axis with the whole axis. Apply. Now the other thing that you need to do is we have provided a snug. And this snug is so that the bolt head will tightly, that is the bolt head will respect to the corresponding recess that we have provided. I hope this recess is visible to you. So I want this bolt head to be in that recess. So first I will have to constrain them to be in contact with each other. So let me just slightly rotate this so that I can, yeah, so that I am in a position to select it. So I will select this face, look closely the surface that I am selecting. Let me zoom it slightly. I will change the, yeah, and now constraint, and this face should now be in touch with this. Let me check what has happened. Maybe the dimensions of the slot are not same. So that could be an issue why we are not getting, why these are not in contact. Let me try it once again. I will zoom this view, and let me select this face. And this here. They are not accepting it. So maybe there is a dimensional constraint issue. Let me just take it out. View, visual styles, shaded with edges, shaded with hidden edges. Show me the right view. Let me zoom it. The dimensions appear to be proper. Let me try once again before I go forward. So using the constraint option, the face is selected. We'll have to check this drawing out. I will open this drawing now. I'll go return. So we'll open this drawing separately. File, open. Let me check out the sizes. So is this size proper?
Yes, sir. It's 4/6. Yeah, by
4/6. Wait, let me just go back.
Sir, check the screws now. It was
I
one
will
3
check
cross
both.
3.
Let me check here first. It said it is 3, 4/3, and the diameter is 25. We'll finish this. We'll open the other component also. A rod, a bolt head, and let us check this dimension. Now, where is this extrusion? This is it. I hope. What was the size given there? 3/3. We don't need this. So going back to Inventor, let me zoom in the drawing. So let me revolve this slightly. Show me the top view. No. So this is to be 12.5 exactly, and not 12.51. And let me finish the sketch. And I will save. Let me close this component. Let me check the size here. Yeah, the distance between this center and this center. Let me zoom it. Function F, yeah, 7. Dimension between the center and so we'll just check for the distance between this and this. So this should be 15.5, which is correct now. Accepted. So now let us try assembling whether it becomes okay. Going back to assembly, sketch, view to visual style shaded. Now we'll zoom the drawing. And we'll try constraining once again. Yeah. So using the constraint option, assemble, constraint, selecting the face is not being selected. This face. There's still an error. We'll have to sort that error where that mistake is. So this issue generally occurs because there has been some error in the dimensions. Do anybody else is facing this issue? Who student who is assembling?
No, sir.
But this is because the way in which this has been assembled, we'll have to check it out. We do not know exactly where this is gone. 6, 12.5, 15.5.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
The snug height should be 7 mm on the bolt.
No, if that is 4 and bottom 4.
Because on the rod end it is 3, it is 7, and on the bolt it is 3. The snug depth.
That will not be a problem. Only difference should be here it is 4. The depth is 3 and this is 7. Just do this. So we'll make this 7. Let's see if it's happened. Okay, wait. The overall width over here, let me go back.
So this snug dimension should be 3, 4, and 7.
It's correct now?
No, sir. That 7.
Wait, I'll open the rod end. Let me open the bolt first. Yeah, round bolt file. Open. We'll check with this first now. Where is this extrusion? Sketch 4. Here let me know if this is correct.
So the thickness should be 4, not 1.5.
This should be 4. Wait, let me do that. So which means this should be 2.
No, sir,
Let
that
me-
should be 4.
This thickness should be 4, and so this means this should be 2 mm.
Yes.
Let us check if this accepts
And
saving.
the extrude should be 7.
What should be 7 you're saying?
Extrude.
Sir, extrude.
Wait. Going back. This is 3, so you want this to be 7?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Let me reduce the size. Constraint. Let me rotate the, yeah, okay. Now constraint, now if this is, zoom this, select this place, let us rotate it slightly. Okay, now it's done. Finally, they have originated. So that apparent difference was creating all these issues. And the final step now is to just to make them to be in contact. So using the constraint option, let us select this, sorry, the face is wrongly selected. Constraint option, selecting this face and then the other face. Which is here. And it's it. So that's it. And we will do this for the second one also. So let me slightly reduce the overall size so that we can go forward fast. Yeah. And I will orient this bolt in the direction in which we wanted so that there is no change for giving, there is no need for giving an angle constraint later on. So I will, yeah, now this is done. So using the constraint option, let me first align this axis and the axis of the holes is this, wait, this is axis is, so let me slightly revolve the figure so that we can get a clear, yeah. And now we will select the whole axis. The screw is, the axis of the screw is aligned. Now we need these nugs to be aligned. So for this nugs to be aligned, let us select the proper faces, constrain this face, with the corresponding recess, which is here. Let me just zoom it now. This is done. Now we will constrain the faces. So let me constrain this face and the inner face of the bolt head. So that they are in contact. Now the other component that was remaining. So we'll call the cap plate, open. Now let us constrain this head with this, apply, where is the cap plate? Yeah, this is the cap plate. So we have just constrained one hole. Now let us constrain the axis of the second hole. So using the constraint option, constraining this axis and this axis. And now we want these faces to be in touch. So selecting this face and the corresponding face, which is this. So we are done with this. And finally, we'll call the lock nut and the hexagonal nut. So hexagonal nut is inside and lock nut is outside. So we'll accordingly call the components. We'll call place hexagonal nut to be called twice. So I will place it once, and I want a second instance also. So I will click once again, and then I'll close the escape command. And so I'll constrain the axis of the hexagonal nut with this axis, and I will click on apply. Similarly, I will constrain the axis of this hexagonal nut with this, and I will click on apply. And let me touch the faces. Let me constrain the faces of the nut. So to do that, let me select the respective faces. So constrain, no, the better option would be, let me rotate the original drawing, and then hexagonal nuts we will, select as it is. So constrain, select X face, and to select the other face using the free rotate option, let me rotate this nut slightly. And I will also rotate the other nut also. And now I will use the constraint option, and I will select this face and this face, apply. Now this, I'm unable to select this face of the other hexagonal nut, so I will rotate it freely once again. And now constraint option, selecting this face and the other face, and this is done. Now let us recall the other component which is pending, that is the lock nut. Open. 2 instances required, 1, therefore 2, enter. Now constrain the axes of the board. Click on apply. Now let us constrain the faces. So let me call this nut out. Yeah, and we will slightly use free rotate command. Let us slightly rotate the bolt. Now constraining this face of the bolt so that it is in touch with this face. Now what has happened? Have we done the constraint command? Actually, let me just check for the lock nut. How many we have? Wait, I'll just delete the command. Yeah, and now let us constrain. Oh, I will delete the command once again. I will redo it again. Yeah, let us move it out. So first, let me use free rotate. using free rotate, let me first constrain this face. Yeah, where the zoom option.
Sir, I think axis constraint is left.
Yeah, so yeah, I initially selected the surfaces also wrongly. So we have now done the faces together. So now we will do the axis constraint. So axis, selecting this axis and this axis, and we are good to go. Apply. Now here also, let us do for the second nut. Where is the second nut? So let me just slightly zoom in here so that I can bring this nut into position using the free move option now. Let me bring this nut here. Yeah. Now let me slightly zoom the figure so that I can correctly select the entire faces. At this particular face, I will use the free rotate command and I will slightly rotate the orientation of this nut so that I can select the required faces. Now again, using constraint option, let me select the correct face and the correct face here, which is to be in touch. I click on apply and axes of the bolt and axis of the nut, and we do that apply. Now if you see, there's a small misalignment between this lock nut and this hexagonal nut. So you see this angle, so you can use this angle constraint now. So use the angle constraint, the first option, and we will say the angle between this face and this face is to be 0 degree. I click on apply. Similarly, I will use the angle constraint between these two faces also. So angle constraint, the first option, and angle between this face and this face should be 0. Apply. Now to make it all proper, to prevent all rotations, so now we will constrain the angle between this flat face and this flat face, and I will use the first option and I will make it 0. And similarly here for the one angle between this face, where's the angle option here? Angle option, the first option and angle, so between this face and this face, the angle should be 0. So this is how a complete assembly will look. Now if I want to hide this planes, you see these yellow planes that are there, so we will need to hide that planes. So those planes are there in hexagonal nut. Where is the hex nut? Sorry, these are there in lock nut. Lock nut mein you'll have to check out which is plane is under the origin. So it's the XS plane, so I will turn it visibility off. Yeah, and both are gone. So this is how the assembly. So first big end, so the rod end, then the two bushes, and then followed by the cap plate, and these are held together with two bolts and screwed together tightly by using a lock nut and a hexagonal nut respectively as shown. And then we can save, but now I'm not saving. Yeah, I will just save this also. Maybe next time we will need this while we are completing our drawing. So using the save as command, and I will call this as big end of connecting rod. Yes, do. I hope the assembly is clear. Big end, one bush, second bush, then cap plate, bolt, and held together with the help of lock nut and hex nut and lock nut.